friends, neighbors, and of course, the YouTube comment section. It's your boy, #1 public enemy of Dutch electricians, and the #2 person to inspire the most, well, actually, comments in the comment section. What is up? Sorry for the sandy intro. So today, sorry. I try to do these videos really quick so that I can show you guys just rando stuff and cables and all that stuff. For whatever reason, the comment section has been spicy lately with well, actually comments. Today, we are building Ethercon cables. I got a big order for these, and I thought to myself, I should make a video because, hilariously enough, out of all the Ethercon stuff I did with OG Billy YouTube content, I never built an Ethercon to Ethercon cable, say that 3 times fast, with the infamous Belden 1303E cable. So what is this? We're a minute in to the video right now. I'm going to sell you something. Wait for it. So if you do want to buy the pre-made cable from me, you can check out lmcasesonline.com. This is available in any length you want, up to 100 feet. If you do want longer than that, we can obviously accommodate such things. Or if you want to buy the cable or the connectors from me, you can. 1303 is really, really good portable network cable. This is a Belden cable. They call it audio grade. The conductors inside are a little bit more flexible, and they're a thicker gauge, or maybe not a thicker gauge, but they definitely have thicker insulation than a regular Cat6 cable would have. But stuff wraps really nice. As you can see, it's on my table. So if you want to build your own thing, you can buy this by the foot on lmcasesonline.com by selecting the link in the upper right-hand corner of your screen to be magically teleported. This stuff is only available in 1,000-foot rolls, so as far as I know, I'm the only person that's selling it on the internet, cut per length. So if this is something that interests you, I will happily cut you some off of my spool. It is selfishly just an easy way for me to rotate inventory. Sometimes, like, we'll go through a reel in 2 months, and other times we'll sit on this reel for like a year. That's what happened. I bought it right when it first came out. I sat on that reel for like a year, and then all of a sudden everybody wanted network cables, and I'm on my 2nd reel this year. So if you want to help your boy rotate with some stock, there you go. All right. I made a video previously on the different Neutrik Ethercon ends. The NE8MX6-B for Billy, not for Black, is my favorite one. These are really, really good, robust connectors. The interesting thing about Neutrik connectors are the lower grade, less expensive ones are actually just a cable carrier. All they're giving you is the shell, and you basically insert your own RJ and build it around it. So all it's doing is providing a mating modality to go into the Ethercon format with Neutrik's jacks. It's not as durable as I would like. The RJ can kind of wiggle around in there. So although I keep them in stock, I think the ones that I've had here are maybe 4 years old kind of thing. But I like this one for 2 reasons. One, the RJ is built in, and then to build it, they give you this little PCB that slides in, and I'll show you. Obviously, I'll show you how to build this in a second here. So it's very robust. So anytime I get the other ones, even with the rat sound cables, I swap them out to put these on there because, well, I'm crazy. So I'll show you how to build this cable. So the tricky thing about Belden 1303E is that it's very thick. It's difficult. So to that end, you can't terminate this with a regular crimped RJ45. You have to use an industrial RJ45 connector on this to build it correctly. This one is easy. because we're using Ethercons. That's not an issue. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going crazy. This, you definitely tell it's late in the day and I'm tired. If you do want to see the comparison video between Ethercons, that's an OG Billy video. Check the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You can check that out. So let's build this cable. Thank you for your patience for dealing with me, as always. So I will start with this by using my favorite product, silicone oil, Super Lube. It just helps everything. It just helps everything slide a little bit better. This cable can get kind of bunched up. The NE8MX, what are these again? NE8MX6-B connectors. They're designed for larger diameter cables. So when you are researching Ethercons, you will find a bunch of them on there, and it's a bit daunting to figure out which one to use. And I went through a lot of them. I played with them all. So you don't have to. There you go. Order this one if you're using thick cable. So the way that this cable builds, we'll just take a little cut out of here. So this is a 25-foot cable. I usually add about 6 inches on each cable when you order it from LM, because I like to cut them a little bit longer. It just makes it easier to build the cable if you're not going through exact. So here's the cool thing about this cable. It has 2 layers of rubber insulation. So we'll slide this out like this. So this is the outer jacket of it. And then it has this little paper in here. And then here's the inner jacket of it. So it is really nice when you cut these. You don't have to be super precious about pressing your knife down. So you can see I cut into it just a little bit, and it's actually okay, because there is another level of shielding right behind this too. So before you cut into your conductors, you have rubber, paper, rubber, and then you'll see here in a second there is also a foil or a braided shield. And unlike Star Quad cable, this is actually really easy to take the shield out. Star Quad cable is a nightmare. I've been a sandy boy all week because I had to build a bunch of mini XLR connectors or little extension cables, and that we were using tiny Star Quad cable for that, and it is just such a pain in the butt to pull the Star Quad braiding back on the portable cables. And in case you missed that video and you're starved for Billy content because it's 3 in the morning and you're having trouble sleeping, check out the upper right hand corner of the screen for that video. So this braiding comes back pretty easy. So what I like to do with this is take this away. So there's also a drain wire in the center of this. So what I like to do, you ready for this comment section? What I like to do is take this and just twist it. And then I'll take each of the pairs out like this. And here's our drain wire. So what I like to do is take the drain wire and wrap it around the outer shield like this. Comment section's losing its mind. You're not supposed to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Shame, sir. There you go. So each one of the pairs is split into 2. So clever title, pairs. And then it's wrapped in foil. So you technically get 2 levels of shielding. You get the foil or you get the braid, and then you also get the foil, which is really nice. So what I like to do with this is just twist it like this, and then take my favorite Klein flush cutters and just pull the foil out. Okay, so once the pairs are out like this, I like to keep them together because unlike a regular pull box cable, you don't get the stripe on the white conductors. So let's look at green as an example. Again, I know you guys make fun of my long fingernails, but this is why I keep them on my thumb and on my pinky. So this is green, and this would essentially be green stripe or green white. So I like to keep them twisted until the last possible second, just so that you can't mix them up. Now, that being said, it's very difficult to screw this up, but, you know, give somebody the opportunity. So the way that this comes from the factory is it's basically a little cassette, so it has this little plastic part on it like this. So what I'll do is just, I wish I had another opposing thumbnail for this one. Let's just pull this off like this. So you want to build this just like a regular RJ with the contacts facing up. So it gives you A and B standard on here. I don't know who uses A, but we use B here at LM. So this is very easy. So all you do is just pull this little guy off like this. Whoop. And here's the bottom piece. So it just has these little tabs in here like this. So these parts right here are what crimp the wire. So you run the wire through these little white plastic pieces, and then once it's through there, we're going to stick it on, and then we'll take a pair of pliers and crimp it, and that's what makes the connection. So we will start with the top. So we need orange and brown. So all you do is load it from the back. So there's orange. An orange stripe, and then we'll need brown. There's brown and brown stripe. And then what I like to do is just pull these and then sort of just work this white part down, and then I like to just twist it out of the way. Like that. So the steps are the same for the other side. So we'll take blue stripe, blue. Whew. Sometimes these are a little squirrely. And then take green. Green stripe. Okay. Now the cool thing about this connector, or this little PCB, is you can't build it wrong. These pins are oriented differently on the front and the back, so it's not like you can reverse the pin order. If you remember, brown and orange were on the top, and blue and green were on the bottom. So what I like to do is sort of get it in this way, like this. And that will allow me to just sort of make sure that all of the cables are going through like this, it's relatively square. Like, you need a little bit of these exposed because that's what we're going to wrap our ground wire around. So, you know, you don't want it too close, but there's a happy medium. Again, like I say in all my videos, once you figure out how long your thumb and your pinky are, they're really good measuring, especially if you're making cables. So what we'll do with this, and I'm sure that there's a Neutrik tool that you can get for this, but I just use a regular pair of pliers. And what we'll do is we'll just smash this down like this. And just make sure that we're applying even pressure on here like this. And then my favorite flush cutters, we'll just run these in here like this. Make them flush. Not just a clever name. Sorry, UPS is here. For those of you who don't know, the truck dock is right outside my shop door at the LM Cases. So now that that's flush like that, what I like to do is, okay, so here's the trickiest part about building this cable. I recently just figured this out after suffering with these for years. Here's the easiest way to do it. You wrap your ground wire around here like this. Okay, and this will build with the contacts facing up like I mentioned previously. These little pieces here are what contact the ground and make it touch the shell. And they have they have a male and a female, well, the male stud and the female receptacle on each of these. And you have to get them to go together. And it is perfectly sized for this inner leg of the cable, which makes it kind of a pain in the butt to get on. You can see what I'm up to here. So what we'll do is, while keeping these two little clamshell pieces together, this is going to end up like this on the connector. So this little tab is going to insert sort of right here. And like all Neutrik cables, it does have a strain relief, and this is what keeps it all together. So you can put that on just like this. And what I like to do is kit that like that. This is not going together smoothly because I'm doing it on camera. So once that's there like that, you'll notice that ever so slightly, we're just not on, we're on the outer jacket. Now these the outer jacketing is just a scoosh too thick. So what I like to do is, once that's built like that, I'll just score it right here. And then I'll take this off. And then what you can do is just very gently rock your knife in here. And then once this sort of separates like this, you can take it and just score this gently like this. And I'll just split that off of there. Again, flush cutters, just take this back like this. This doesn't have to be super pretty because the back boot is going to cover all this. So once this is on there like this, we're going to take this guy and get him ready. So obviously you're just matching pins. Like you can see in there that the little pin contacts are down, and they'll come in contact with these on the PCB. And then wrap this tight like this. Get this guy on here first, that I didn't do the first time. And then we'll get this guy on here like this. This is the worst part about building the whole cable, is this little clamshell like this, but you start to get a feel for it. So find the groove here on the top, and then once this little strain relief is on here, the clamshell won't fall apart. But you do have to be careful. So what I like to do when you build this is just pinch it right here. And then we're going to build this so that it is contacts facing up. Of course, this is opposite. Man, if you ever want stuff to just be the worst to build, even though I've already built like 10 of these, and they've gone together so smoothly, build stuff on camera. Okay. So now that we're at this point, we're going to slide this back boot up. And this will prevent it from sliding around. So these always sort of build like this, where you just have the first couple of plastic threads that are in there, and it'll suck it together. And if you have just a little bit of silicone oil on your hands, it makes it very slippery. So what you can do to help with this is, I have an RJ45 panel in my rack over here. You can also keep a connector on hand if you want to just use it as leverage. It will make it easier for you to grip it like this. Let's give you something to grab onto. Okay. And there you go. That's how we build Ethercon cables here at LM. The other side builds exactly the same. It's the exact same connector. This cable will get an LM Tour Systems heat shrink badge, a piece of unterminated heat shrink, and a very nice looking LM Tour Systems rip tie. So if you have any questions about this cable or anything else LM or Billy related, just leave a comment below, or you can email me, billy@billylaguardia.com. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Like I said, if you want to buy this cable, the link is in the description below. We make a mean Ethercon cable here at LM. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you guys watching these as always. Catch you on the next one. Bye.